Ohio stands to lose billions in federal funding if congressional Republicans' latest attempt to repeal Obamacare becomes law. Montel Williams goes off on Mary Taylor after she name-drops him in a fundraising email. And ECOT's oversight agency faces an apparent conflict of interest. Today's Ohio Politics Roundup is brought to you by Jeremy Pelzer. Ohio's stake in the new GOP health care plan. Ohio stands to lose billions in federal Medicaid expansion dollars if congressional Republicans' latest attempt to repeal the Affordable Care becomes law, according to Cleveland.com's Sabrina Eaton. The proposal, by Senators Lindsey Graham and Bill Kasich, would give Obamacare money to states as block grants, and independent organizations agree that would result in far less money than states currently receive. States like Ohio that used Obamacare funds to expand Medicaid coverage will be particularly hard hit, Eaton writes. Another impact of Obamacare funding cuts, sharp decreases in federal funding to the Affordable Care Act Navigator program are threatening the existence of organizations that help Ohioans enroll in healthcare exchanges, according to the Plain Dealer's Ginger Christ. One example Christ gives, the Ohio Association of Food Banks, which oversees a statewide consortium of navigators, received notice last week of a 71% cut in its grant funding, slashing its $1.7 million budget to $485,967 for the year. Montel Williams sounds off on Mary Taylor. Talk show host Montel Williams, a longtime supporter of Governor John Kasich, fired some angry tweets at Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor after the GOP gubernatorial hopeful name-dropped him in a fundraising email. The email's title boasted that even Montel Williams is complaining about Taylor's break with Kasich on Medicaid expansion. Williams replied on Twitter, "I thought at Mary Taylor was better than this. This is as asinine as it is juvenile." A COT oversight agency needs a COT to survive. An apparent conflict of interest in Ohio's charter school system is about to become a major factor in the ECOT online school's bid to survive by becoming a dropout prevention and recovery school, writes the Plain Dealer's Patrick O'Donnell. ECOT's oversight agency, the Educational Service Center of Lake Erie West, will have a significant role in deciding if that switch should happen, despite having millions of dollars of revenue at stake and despite needing it as much as the school. Education chief gets pay boost. State Superintendent Paolo DeMaria will be paid $200,000 for the past year, after the state school board voted this week to give him a promised $20,000 raise, O'Donnell reports. The board also boosted DeMaria's base pay for the coming year by 2.5%, to $184,500. Board members praised DeMaria's work over the past year, especially his efforts to reach out to school districts and others in the field. More GOP accusations against Cordray. A new report from the GOP staff of the House Financial Services Committee alleges that Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director Richard Cordray misled Congress about the Bureau's investigation into Wells Fargo's illegal sales practices and may have rushed a settlement with the bank, according to Kate Berry and Ian McKendry of American Banker, a financial industry trade publication. It's the latest assault by House Republicans on Cordray, a potential Democratic gubernatorial candidate in Ohio, as he pushes for greater regulation of Wall Street. Fight and words. U.S. Representative Tim Ryan, hanging out recently in his district with Time magazine's Philip Elliott, is ready to brawl with fellow Democrats over where their party should go now. "We're going to have a fight," Ryan says. "There's no question about it." Ryan warns that President Donald Trump could win re-election in 2020 unless Democrats refine their pitch to business as well as white, blue-collar voters in areas such as his district. The counterpoint to Ryan's call for moderation, Philip notes, is a rising leftist movement with leaders such as U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren. And in the middle? U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, whom Elliott writes has found a happy middle ground. One unlikely fan of Ryan's argument, Steve Bannon, Trump's former chief strategist. The smart guys in the Democratic Party, they understand what's going on. Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown gets this. Tim Ryan gets this, Bannon recently said on CBS 60 Minutes. Iowa-bound, continuing his string of visits to key presidential primary states, or, in this case, a caucus state, Ryan is set to be in Iowa next week, according to Roseanne Mooring of the Omaha World-Herald. The Youngstown area Democrat, whose name has been floated as a potential 2020 presidential candidate, is a co-headliner of a stake fry held by the Polk County Democratic Party. Sext appeal. An Ohio House bill introduced Thursday would explicitly ban sexting in the state by people younger than 21. But as I report, the co-sponsor of the bill, GOP